good, man? What's good? What's going on, everybody? Look, man, I'm at the house. Today's Sunday anyway. I just was given a nice little gift. Nice old lady or older lady. She didn't want it no more. They never, look at that beauty right there. Yeah, baby. 2008. It's not really a beauty, or at least it's not yet. 2008 model. You know, I got to get it all washed up. PT Cruiser, 2008 PT Cruiser. Now, it's been sitting in her driveway for the last, let's see, I gotta get this taken care of. She said for the last 8 months, almost a year. But see, my thing is, see, I ain't even got a plate on it. I had to put some insurance on it just to get it home. Well, my thing, they never could get it started. She told me she had like 3 mechanics after, and they even towed it to a shop, trying to get it started. They never could get it started. And what I didn't want to do, because here's what I suspected, because it has been sitting so long, and my assumptions was right. This is a 2.4 liter. This is a 2.4 liter engine, okay, which utilizes hydraulic lifters, lash adjusters, lifters, whatever you want to call it. Now, after so long, after so much time, the car sitting, the oil inside the lifters will purge, will leave, will head back to the oil pan or head to the oil pan, which would in essence make them useless. You can't use them because they're not standing straight up. They sponge at this point. So when you're trying to start it, it spins over like, it kind of sounds like there's no compression. Now, I did a video earlier on with a broken timing belt, show y'all how to tell if your timing belt broke. Do not go by or sound or feel on what the car is doing. You can't take one of these cars and spin it over, sound like no compression, and automatically assume the timing belt is broke, because it doesn't work like that. There's another way you can tell if your timing belt broke. So what I'm gonna do is link this, how you do that? Link this video that I just did on this very topic, how to tell if your timing belt broke. It was a PT Cruiser, so I'm gonna link it up here so you can go watch that. Again, do not automatically assume because your engine sound like it don't have any compression that it doesn't have any compression, or you know the head gonna have to come off, or you're gonna need an engine, things like that. So that's what she was under the assumption. I think that's what the 3 mechanics told her. You're gonna need an engine. Well, you know, good old me knowing the history of this car, I went over there with a nice charged battery. I knew what I was up against because I done been here before. I done done this before. Nice charged jump box rather. I get over there. No compression. Like, come on, baby. First of all, I verified the oil level. There's oil in it. She finally got tired of waiting. She went in the house. Finally, my jump box died. Oh, so what did I do? Because I was in another one of my PT Cruisers. Y'all see, there's 2 PT Cruisers in my yard. That white one and that purple one. So what I did was grab the battery out of the PT Cruiser that I drove over there, because it's fully charged and I stand a better chance with that battery. So what do? Take it out and put it in this baby. After a good 10 minutes, I'm sure the starter is worn, the armatures in the starter is wearing out. I can feel it. I can feel the compression building up. I can feel the oil pressure heading back up to the cylinder heads, and the lash adjusters are pumping up. Now the valves are opening and are starting to open and close properly, because that's why you get no start and no compression sound, because your valve's not opening and closing. You need that hydraulic lifter to stay, I don't want to use this word on Facebook, but anyway, finally got it pumped up. And well, lo and behold, when she went in the house, boy, I tried to stay. I stayed on it. Give me some gas. Finally, after 2 minutes of run, because by now the plugs are, you know, fuel soaked. They're just soaked. So you really want that sucker to stay running. So you just leave it. And finally you get it to run and idle. So now it's idling. But the moral of the story is, lash adjusters, lifters, whatever you want to call them, have to be pumped up in order to properly open and close the valves, okay? Your intake or your exhaust valve will not open and close properly if the lash adjusters are not pumped up. So if your car been sitting for a long period of time, I don't care, it don't have to be this, it could be any engine, any car utilizing hydraulic lifters or hydraulic lash adjuster. They have to be pumped up, people. So anytime a car sit for 3, 4, 5 months, all the oil inside the lifters do what they gonna do. I mean, oil just can't stay in something. I mean, it eventually gonna end up back in the oil pan. All right, this video is too long, so thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man. I gotta get my baby, my new toy together.